God doesn't want incels. The marketing is what finally made me cave the apple slice with the seeds in the shape of a heart. It was everywhere. The sides of buses, the grimy wall of the subway, even online, in the forums that used to be the only places where I felt like I belonged. And that damned slogan, mocking me, God doesn't want incels. At that point, I had spent a fortune on all the dating apps and sites, gym memberships, self-help communities that wound up being grifts. Entire paychecks. I tried to do the math once to add it all up, but I ended up almost tearing the screen off my laptop. Nothing worked. I hated looking at myself in the mirror. It was getting to the point where I couldn't bear it, my mind sinking to the blackest of places. It was time to make a real change. It took 2 years before I saved up enough money, eating ramen on the days when I actually could afford to eat. I second-guessed my decision constantly, but when I made my first payment, they invited me to a private group with other guys in the same boat. It helped to talk, built up some of my confidence. All of that flew out the window the day of the procedure. I woke up covered in sweat, my heart beating like a bomb, and stayed that way until I was on the operating table. One of the nurses, sensing my anxiety, reached for my hand before she had me start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, and then nothing. I woke up alone in the hospital room, white and sterile, the recycled air cold against my skin. I took a deep breath, the antiseptic smell bitter in the back of my throat. I shifted, the hospital gown rustling against the sheets. A faint pain twinged under the tight bandages on my chest, and there were a few speckles of blood. I touched the spot, pushing down, feeling the emptiness below. Goodbye, rib. The nurse walked into the room, eyes crinkling in a smile when she saw my face. She picked up the chart at the foot of my bed, flipping through pages. It went perfectly. Her voice was reassuring. She's beautiful, healthy, 7 pounds and 8 ounces, and oh smart, you paid for the insurance plan, so we have your backups ready as well. That fast? I asked. Gestation only takes a few hours now, she answered. I remembered that from the brochures, but I still couldn't believe it. You made the right choice. The Archbishop promised it would keep improving. But the increase in birth rates simply isn't keeping up with demand with all the plural marriages. And all men deserve a wife. Will you be bringing her home or hosting her with the church? She asked offhandedly, busy checking boxes. Home, I answered quickly. The nunneries where they kept Eves were expensive, and I had never been very religious. I wouldn't raise my wife to be either.